Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brennan again. I'm making this video actually after the gym. Now, typically I like to be doing these car vlogs beforehand. The problem is today I went really early. So this particular gym that I go to, most cases opens at 6 o'clock, which means I get up at 5:30 and head to the gym. Now, the problem is that it's winter. It's really dark in the morning. So it was actually too dark to film unless I threw the overhead light on, even though I have all these windows and stuff. It was just too dark, so I couldn't do it. And then I forgot to do it on the drive home, so I just pulled up to my house. It's about 7:40, so I was at the gym for an hour and 40 minutes. A lot of you guys ask how long these workouts take. However, what I will tell you, today was a little bit different in the fact that it literally took me probably about 45 minutes to warm up. Now, this was a blend of doing elliptical work, foam rolling, mobility work, as well as warm-up sets. So I didn't actually really jump into my squat workout starting weights until about 6:45. Now add that on top of the fact that my stomach is just feeling torn up today. And when you're doing squats, obviously you typically want to do them as explosively as possible. However, when you're having stomach issues, it might be the wrong type of explosive. So I wasn't feeling great, and the weights I had to move today, I had to work up to a 3-rep max. So there's just a lot of stuff kind of going against me, and I know that's probably an excuse, but when you're working in territory where you haven't worked before, a big part of this always is that mental barrier. So it played a big role, and you'll see that in some of the commentary. But I'll stop yabbering on and let's get to the workout. Talk to you soon. All right, here we go. BBSM Cycle 4 Week 8, so the start of a new week. And again, for those of you that don't know, this program is a 10-week program, so I'm getting towards the end, at which point I will be doing a powerlifting meet. So the first set I decided to record was 405 for 3, and it felt really, really heavy, and I still felt really, really tight, and my depth, I think, was affected by that, which kind of sucks because, again, I spent so much time warming up. Now, moving on to the second set here of 455, my goal was to get 3 reps as well. You can see when I'm setting up, I get ready to get under the bar and I kind of pull back. And what I do is I actually just widen my grip by 1 finger length. However, that really feels weird. And I think the reason I did this is because I was concerned that my shoulders were really tight and I wasn't getting further enough under the bar. But when I went here and did my rep, it's just something that I'm so used to doing over and over again as far as a movement pattern for setting up, kind of like if you're shooting a free throw in basketball, that my mind just wasn't into it, and I decided, you know what, this does not feel right, I need to rack it. So I racked it, reset my grip to how I've been doing it for a long, long time now, and finish off the other 2 reps to get a total of 3. Now, as far as these warm-up sets go, what I normally do is when I start working with the lighter weights is I do sets in the rep ranges of 5 to 8, but then when I start getting more towards my heavy sets, I usually use the same rep range that I'm going for this day. So in the case of looking for a new 3-rep max, I was doing sets of 3. So I decided to bump it up here to 510 for my goal of 3 reps. Now, the day before I was thinking about this a lot, and I was going to do 515 or 520 even, but because this felt so heavy, I didn't really want to push it because I was honestly really worried that I was going to staple myself on the first rep. Now, before I actually go and show you my results here, I want to show you my powerlifting meet that I did, that I set my new 1-rep max at 510. So you can see that right here. So 510, and a little slow, but it goes up. So my goal now for this 3-rep max is to get a triple at my previous 1-rep max. So setting up, this was actually, in my opinion, my best setup of the day. The bar felt really light on racking. Got my feet positioned, big breath, looked up, went down. A little high in my opinion, but it felt good. So this was great for me because, again, in my mind, I was really sweating this set. Second rep, a little bit deeper, a little bit better, still a little bit shallow, need to go down further. Third one, in my opinion at least, was my best one in terms of depth. But again, mobility and just depth overall is something I really, really, really need to work on, and it's something that I have been working on, and my squats have gotten a lot better if you've been following me for any length of time. So we then moved on to work up to a 2-rep max on high bar, so typically squat low bar, and this is more of a medium stance, and these are paused reps. So 2-rep max on pause reps. I'm using 410 pounds here, go down for a pause. Supposed to explode up, so these are supposed to be explosive, and trust me, I'm trying to be as explosive as possible, but I'm fatigued, this is heavy, not to mention I have the bubble gut going, so this was good in my opinion. bumped it up 5 pounds more, and this ended up being 415 pounds. And again, the goal here was to work up to a new 2-rep max. And looking at these reps, I probably could have bumped the weight up more, and I realized that. But just given everything that's happened up to this point, I didn't want to push it. Not to mention that the way the program is set up, Dan said back off on some of the assistance work if you're really not feeling it, because I actually have a bench day tomorrow, which would typically be shoulder day, so I can't film that shoulder day, but you'll probably see a bench day from me. As always, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and in the meantime, stay big.